Good morning, everyone. How are you? Sorry for a little late. I am trying to type out better titles, and I'm not like Deb. Like Deb can come up with words just like that, and it sounds great, and I have to go back and reverse and make sure there's no words missing. So sometimes it takes me a little longer to go live. So as you can see today, we're gonna have a riddle. What can you become every day? Hi, Anne. How are you? How are you doing, Anne? I hope your weekend was peaceful for you. Hey, Deb. All right, so Deb's gonna. Okay, so bring on camera. Yeah, Deb. Um, so I had a big weekend this weekend. My oldest daughter. You're doing much better. I'm so happy, Anne. I hope you can find all the joy in her life. It sounds like she's. Well, I have lived in your life forever since you've known her for so long. I think so. It's adding Deb. So I had a busy weekend. My oldest daughter bought a house this weekend. Hey, Deb. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You're looking so pretty with pearls. Fancy
Oh,
girl.
thank you. Fancy, fancy.
Fancy Deb. I was saying that I had a busy weekend that, hi Jenny, how are you? My oldest daughter bought a house, and it's so funny. You start to really think about okay, this is her space. Because you've always been this role as a mother, and you're just kind of always in charge, or I don't know, then they live with me for a couple of months. And now it's I have to really assess. Hi Sandy, how are you? How I act in her space. Like I was saying, I don't even know that if I would just go and open the refrigerator, because that might be she's like, I don't care. I'm like, but Tyler might care. You have to really be thoughtful, as opposed to just okay, this is my crew and I'm in charge of everyone and I'll do whatever I want. Not that you do whatever you want as a mother, but it's so different when she has her own home. Stepping back, it is hard, and it's very thoughtful. I really have to think about I don't know what and then when after dinner we cooked out, I was picking up. She's like, you don't have to do that, which it's so funny to be at someone's house where you don't have to do that. That it's kind of somebody else's role to pick up their own kitchen. I don't know. It's just kind of a mind bend. So, anyways, I thought today we would talk about. I have a riddle. What are you becoming every day, yet you never actually are your entire life? And I've been reading. Deb and I, it's so, Deb and I have these, of course, moments where just things in our life that, we just met a few months ago, really, and things will happen. We'll be of course you're on that path. So I found this book in my basement randomly and I showed it to Deb. And of course, she had it in a box somewhere in her garage. And a lot of this book talks about the best version of yourself. And why do you need to be the best version of yourself? Because it's in pursuit of your purpose that you've put on this world for. And it's the best version of yourself in all different areas, like the best version of yourself in health and intellectually, emotionally, spiritually. And so every day, this is his thought process, that every day at every decision, you need to choose to be the best version of yourself. Because I think we're so often, in a lot of situations, we're given the opportunity to either be good or better, good or great. And there's nothing wrong with good. But I think the key to looking at choosing between good and great is what is the best version of yourself in every situation, continually, day after day. And when day after day we're making that best version of ourselves, we're getting closer to our purpose on this earth. Um, but the hard thing is we'll never reach it. The day that we die, we will, we'll be the best version of ourselves that we could be that day, but we'll never ever be the best version of ourselves. Deb, what are your thoughts?
Well, I love that because it's so I was listening to something else that was talking about how that if we had everything we wanted today, like if it was all laid on a table in front of us, like everything we ever wanted to experience and all the food we ever wanted to taste and all the money we ever needed, and if it was all right here right now, life would be pretty dang boring. Hey Courtney, hi Carolyn, hi Andrea, thanks for joining. If everything was right here in front of us, what would we, okay, it would be cool for a little bit, but you can only spend so much money and you can only eat so much food before you get a stomach ache, and you can only I don't know, all the things that are on your list, I don't know, but it would get boring after a couple of experiences, right? Because you'd have nothing new to go for. So I mean, the fact that I'm never going to get there is, hey Gabe, is not a deterrent to me. It's exciting because it lets me know that I always have something new to go for, right? And what would be the challenge? Like I always have something new to strive is really not the right word, because strive kind of sounds too much like work, but something new to be excited about, something new to show up for, something new to
like step into.
to
I think it's like you're stepping
to
in.
step into.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like, you're
Good
right.
word.
And I think like if we're in pursuit, if we're in pursuit of something other than the best version of ourselves, there's never going to be complete happiness. Because like you said, if everything that we think will make us happy was laid before us, we would be, we would become bored of it. We would need a challenge. And what we don't realize in our challenge in our life really is just to be the best version of yourself and try to work toward. So every single day, the best version of yourself, because you will never be bored trying to, pursue the things that make you kinder, the kindest person, the most intellectually challenging to yourself, the most physically fit. And so we could never want, if we had all the things that we think we want to make the best version of ourselves, I think it's so limiting, because I think generally we think like, okay, I want, like you said, all the food, all the vacations, all the things. Those are not what make us the best version of ourselves. Hi, Paula. How are you?
Yeah, it's hey, Michael, thanks for joining, babe. Hey, hi, Melinda. Good to see you, doll. I think that it's so cliche to say it's about the journey and enjoy the journey and this and that, but it's like, it's about the becoming for me, and that which equals the journey. Like it's about, as you step into it, what new skill do you gain, and what new, how is your heart opened in a different way, and what new insight do you have, and what's your new aha moment. And like those are the experiences that make deciding to live bigger worth it. Hey, Michelle, how are you, doll? Those moments that fill your heart up, the moments that give you chill bumps, the moments that that you're in the right place at the right time and you didn't make it happen, it was divinely inspired. Like those, living in those moments because you say yes to step into a bigger version of yourself.
And I think
that's why we
I'll go ahead.
That's why we do it.
And I think sometimes, like, if we think about the bigger version of ourselves, it can be scary because we don't know where is that going to take us. Stepping into the best version of yourself, the bigger version of yourself. Because I think sometimes, like, maybe for me, there's like a lack of trust. Like, okay, I'll do it, but where am I going? I always have this need to know where we're going. Well, even if I don't step into that version of myself, I don't know where I'm going. If I do step in the better version of myself, I don't know where I'm going. Either case, I don't know where I'm going. But one is leading me to a better path. Even though it's scary, I think it's interesting that sometimes choosing the best version of yourself is more scary than not. Why do you think that is?
Because it's unknown. It's something we don't know. Like, what is the best version of myself? What's going to be asked of me? Mm-hmm. I think we can go back emotionally to, I gotta take the trash out. It's like, no, it's not taking the trash out. It's exciting, right? You're gonna ask something else of me. It's like, but you're gonna love it,
yeah.
And we can be resistant sometimes just because it's kind of maybe in our makeup, to be resistant.
Oh. And
exactly.
And you have to step out of the comfort zone. And that's one of the books that Deb and I have been reading is Believe Bigger. And that's one of Marshawn Evan Daniels. She's amazing. We should probably share like our books occasionally that we love. But her thing is to move from the comfort zone and into the gap, which is really that unknowing and, being willing to step every day in the best version of yourself, and then into the glory zone. I think there's a zone in between there, right? What's before the glory zone? It's comfort.
I don't remember.
Yeah. But it is a stepping out of your comfort zone, because in a year from now, if whatever you choose, you're going to be different. Like we never stay the same. And so you might as well choose each day, be the best version of yourself in simple things and in big things. Like, for example, for me, so my comfort thing is I'll eat like food that's not good for me. And if I just chose to be the best version of myself, I wouldn't choose it so like I can wear a smaller size. I would choose it so I'm healthier, so I can grow in those other areas of, being the best version of myself. If I want to help other people, like if I want to help my kids grow with their faith, like for a long time, then I need to be the best version of myself, healthy too. And I think it makes choices easier if you look at it. Why are you doing it? Well, to become the best version of yourself in all areas, because you also can't be the best version of yourself in one area only. That's like a three-legged chair. You'll fall over. You need to be continually working on the different pieces.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. And and the other thing about, I mean, becoming the best version of yourself, I think it helps me. It helps me personally if I know it's not an end game.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's one of the first things you talked about, is that you never will get there. But I love it not being an end game, because it's not like a box you check off. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's an adventure. And to me, I like adventures better than I do checking off boxes.
And I
You
think it's
know,
not an end game is really, for me, really freeing. Because if there was something I had to get to and I wasn't there, that is really like, oh, I'm not there yet. I'm not there that. I'm
right?
not there yet. Well,
That's the piece of it
yeah.
that makes it good, is that you can't fail at it. You really can't fail at it, because yeah,
Hi, Dawn. How are you?
because you can't get there. You can't
You
fail. And I
can't
love
fail.
that.
You can't get there. So isn't that really a great thing? Dawn, we're talking about being like the best version of yourself and choosing that every day. And even if you choose to be the best version of yourself, like it's not an end game. You're never going to get there. And just every day choosing, okay, I've come to a decision. Even like I said, even silly things like, okay, I'm stressed, don't eat chocolate. Why? Because I'm trying to be the best version of myself health wise. But the beautiful thing is that we're never going to get to the best version of ourselves, probably in any area. And so there's not that like, oh my gosh, I'm not there yet. It's like, no, I'm not there yet. I'm always on my way. I'm always stepping in.
Well, okay, so one other point I'm going to make about it is that our bodies are the same way, because our bodies renew themselves. Hey, Christopher, how are you? Because our bodies renew themselves every day. And like, we have a new liver every 6 months, and we have new skin every couple of weeks. Like, you know, every piece of us is new, and it's either a better version or not, or a worse version, depending on the choices we made and how we supported it with hydration and with nutrition
Mm-hmm.
and all that, and stress. Like, because you know that's just how we were built in every way, including our bodies, that it's always evolving. And hopefully we are making the choices, and I'm not even talking about it with our body anymore, but just emotionally, how we're supporting ourselves, that we are, you know, you were saying that we're always going to end up in a different place. Some people don't end up in a different place. Some
No,
people
that's true.
will stay the same, because they are choosing, they think they're done, you know, they think they're finished learning, and they think they're finished growing, and they're not. They're evolving
Right. They're
no matter
coasting. They're not
what.
flying. No coasting. You're
Right.
just true. And like people sometimes, I guess, that they stay in the same place. And it's not a bad or good place. It's just kind of neutral. But they could be choosing the best version and growing always.
Yeah,
All
there's no
right.
neutral.
Well, you guys, we're going to post the name of that book that was talking about the comfort zone, moving into the glory zone, Sean Evan Daniels. And we will see you tomorrow. We're kicking off a great week, and we're really happy that you tuned in today.
Bye, Peggy. Hey, thanks for joining. We're closing out. Bye.